Hey guys, in this video I'm going to walk you through how I play 9 holes and basically how I maintain a scratch handicap. So if you're a 40 handicap, 30 handicap, 10 handicap, or you're getting close to breaking par, you can use all these tips to basically just get better at golf. Let's go.
So I try to break golf down into 3 different categories. So that would be ability, decision making, and stress management. For ability, you need to hit shots within your ability. If you only hit draws, you should be playing draws on the golf course. If you've never hit a fade or a big slice, we shouldn't be trying those on the golf course. That's what the driving range is for. For decision making, the average golfer is faced with anywhere from like 300 to 400 decisions on the golf course. And basically every decision that you make is going to directly affect the outcome, which is your score. We need to be making good decisions on the golf course, and I'm going to help you guys make good decisions out here. The last one is stress management. All you guys know that golf is a super stressful game. There's certain tricks that I use to manage my stress, so we don't have a big blow up hole and then all of a sudden we're double bogeying out. If we do have a bad hole, we mess up, we should be able to bounce back, and in turn that'll help us shoot lower scores. Let's start playing, and I'm gonna help you guys shoot lower scores. Okay, today I'm gonna be focusing on 3 things. So I'm gonna focus on good course management, good club selection, and keeping a cool temper. First hole is a par 4, 377 yards to the middle, and I'm hitting my 5 hybrid. My 5 hybrid's like my 230, 240 club, something I feel super comfortable hitting, so we really just need to keep this thing in play. Let's go. As I'm looking at this hole, there's bunkers all on the right side. The left side, there's a hill, but it's pretty well wide open. So for this hole, I'm gonna favor the left side because I do not want a bunker shot.
I went a little further left than I was hoping for, but it's left side in play. We'll have a
short iron coming into the green. So we just missed the fairway. We're in the rough, but we're still in play. We avoided that bunker like we wanted. The green here is blind, so I have to use a combination of my watch, which shows me 135 to the front. I also shot the pin with my rangefinder, said it was 135 playing 127. It's a front pin, short is okay. I'm gonna play about a 125 shot. But for blind shots, let me tell you how I kind of work my way through a blind shot. First, I need to find the pin. Here is where I can see the pin. I'm picking out a tree way in the distance, like something 500 yards away. And as I walk back to the ball, I can see kind of like a white shed way in the distance. That now is going to be my pin line. There's bunkers right, so I need to be left, so I'm gonna favor the left side. In the distance, where there's kind of that white shed, there's a group of 2 trees. So if I can stay somewhere between kind of that white roof and that grouping of 2 trees, I know somewhere in there is my pin. Now I need to find a much shorter target, an immediate target. If I draw a straight line from either those trees or that white shed, I come all the way back, I can try to find a divot, a blade of grass. That's my immediate target that I want to hit over. That one I just didn't hit as pure as I was hoping for. I think I'm in the sand trap, so now we can kind of deal with that stress management I was talking about. Ended up short-sided in the bunker. Now let's talk about that stress management. If I was thinking as far ahead as, oh, I want to par this hole, or I want to, get a bogey at worst, I'm thinking too far ahead. We need to just think one shot at a time. So I'm gonna try to hit this sand shot to the best of my ability and just be okay with that outcome. That way I'm focused in the moment and what I have to do versus thinking too far ahead. So let's just focus on hitting a good bunker shot. Okay, we're starting the day with a short-sided bunker. We just need to get this thing on the green. So we're on the green. We didn't leave it in, and that was half of the battle, just getting the ball on the green. We got about a 15, maybe 20 footer, so we have a look at par. What we need to do is avoid double bogey. The way I'm thinking of this putt is just dying it in. I don't want to get too aggressive, ram it 6 feet past and have a tough putt coming back. I'm going to try to pick my line, die the ball to the hole. Worst case, we should just have a bogey. So as I line up to the ball, I'm trying to find what they call an apex where it breaks. I'm thinking if I have a straight putt somewhere in this area, gravity will start to take it towards the hole.
All right, golfers, safety is key on the golf course and online. And with all the sketchy websites and trackers out there, a good VPN is essential in 2024. And that's why I want to thank today's sponsor, CyberGhost VPN.
CyberGhost VPN secures your internet traffic, hides your IP, and lets you access geo-restricted content with ease. Change your online location in just 3 clicks and access content from over 40 streaming services. It helps you find better deals online, play games blocked in your region, and keeps your identity safe by encrypting your data and browsing history. CyberGhost works on all platforms, and 1 subscription covers up to 7 devices. They're offering an amazing deal, just $2.03 a month plus 4 months free. That's 84% off. They also have a 45-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support. Join over 38 million happy users, including myself, and check out CyberGhost VPN in the link in the description of this video. Thanks CyberGhost for sponsoring this video. Okay, first hole bogey wasn't what we were hoping for, but we didn't get a double bogey, right? So we avoided that. Now we're on a par 5. This par 5 is about 540 yards. Where we're playing today, Country Hills, my home course. I've played this course 1,000 times. So I'm going through my most recent rounds here where my drives ended up. On this hole, there's a group of bunkers that are in play for my driver. There's also a big grouping of trees or Kiragannis. My ball's been in there, I think, 3 of the last 4 times I hit driver. So because I've been hitting it through the fairway, I'm gonna club down, hit my 3-wood, because I should have enough length on my second shot to get towards the green. So this is gonna allow me to aim right at those bunkers, swing freely, and not try to guide my driver. I don't think I could have hit that any better, so let's go find it. Our tee shot was 5 feet from perfect. That 3-wood went 290. We'll talk about ability. I know that everyone can't hit a 290 3-wood. I totally get that. But from a course management standpoint, I avoided those bunkers, I avoided the Kiragannis, and I have a shot in 2 on a par 5. So that was my plan, and so far we have a look at hitting it in 2. I'm kind of in between clubs. We're talking about club selection. So I have 240 to the pin and about 220 to the front. My 5-iron, my best 5-iron's about 220. That will leave me below the pin. My next club's that 5 hybrid. My dispersion should be tighter with that 5-iron. So I'm gonna hit that 5-iron with the worst case being just short versus my hybrid going long or having a wider dispersion. So we'll hit that 5-iron. Okay, so I hit my 5-iron. I was just short. I hit it as good as I could. I told you I was right in between clubs. You can see this hole is guarded by bunkers. I wanted to avoid those bunkers. We have a pretty basic uphill chip to try to get up and down for birdie. Oh, wrong side of the hole. I couldn't tell really which way that was breaking, so I went right at it. Sure enough, it broke to the right. Longer birdie putt than we wanted, but still a birdie putt. It's because I know my chip rolled out to the right. I know to favor the right side of this putt, meaning it's breaking right to left. So I already know the putt's breaking right to left. Now I just gotta find out how much. That putt I just pushed a little bit, so still made the par, no harm on the scorecard. Now we got a par 4, it's pretty short, it's only about 350, 360. And again, no driver yet. I usually tee up on the right side of the tee box to keep the left side out of play. I normally play a cut, so I can have as far left side as I want, knowing that my ball's gonna come back. So I favor my tee shots hitting toward the left side, having them fade back. So if you fade your balls or you slice your balls, you should be teeing up on the right side of the tee box. I would hit a draw. All right, I hit the dreaded straight ball. I was anticipating that shot to cut. Luckily, we are still safe. We're alive and got a relatively easy shot coming into the green. A lot of you guys probably wondering why I don't hit driver. It's just because for this hole, it's kind of a blind tee shot. There's so much more garbage that comes into play. Water, OB, at least with my hybrid, I'm keeping it in play. So for you guys, if you're between clubs, I suggest clubbing down and just keeping the ball in play. I got 143 at the pin and 135 to get on. I'm between my gap wedge and my pitching wedge. I have room short of the pin, so I'm gonna club down, hit my gap wedge, and I can swing full at it. I think we're pin high right side, so I think it's a good shot. I find on the golf course a lot of times, especially with wedges, I get caught in between clubs. Should I hit my gap wedge, my pitching wedge? Should I hit a hard gap, a soft pitch? I find more often than not, I get way better contact out of a full swing. So if you're like, oh, I could club up, hit a 3/4, I find that just brings the chunk in play. The last thing we want to do is chunk it 40 yards and then have another shot coming in. So if you're kind of between clubs, especially if there's no wind, I would suggest hitting the lesser and just hitting it hard. All right, let me walk you guys through my putting routine. So when I mark it, first thing I need to know, am I uphill or am I downhill? This putt is straight downhill, so I know it's gonna be a fast putt. Now I know it's downhill, I gotta find out which way is it breaking. So when I stand beside the ball, I can feel like the ground over here is higher, meaning it's gonna be breaking right to left. Sometimes our eyes play tricks on us, so I like to go behind the hole and see if my read behind the hole matches my read at the ball. Behind the hole, I still have the same read, so I'm gonna play this putt on the right side, hoping it breaks left to the hole. So I use a line on my ball too, and I find that that helps me line up to my target. This putt I think is more about pace than it is line. I want the right pace to have an easy putt. Just didn't break as much. That putt just didn't break as much as we thought, but my pace was really good. So if I could have anything less than a 3-footer coming back for par, I'll take that every day. So we got away with a par there. It'd be nice to make every 20, 30 foot putt for birdie, but a lot of scratch golf is making pars. So if you can just hit the green in regulation and get 2 putts for par, your handicap is gonna drop significantly. I find a lot of my success on the greens come from kind of inside 5 feet. So if you wanna practice your putting, just grind out 5-footers in it. That'll help you a lot. So I use 2 different distance measuring devices. I have a watch. So my Garmin Approach S42 says it's 188 to the back, 174 middle, 158 front. I also use a rangefinder. This is the new Precision Pro Titan Elite, and it has slope. If you're golfing without any type of distance measuring device, you're golfing in the Stone Ages, pick up at minimum a watch. I really recommend a rangefinder. I told you again, it's 176 middle. The pin's at the back actually. So I got 190 now, 190 back. The pin's actually playing 178, but with slope, it's only playing 162. So I threw a whole bunch of numbers at you. So what number am I gonna be playing? If 162 is pin high, that's the number that I'm playing. You can't use slope in a tournament if you do play tournament golf, but for us recreational golfers, having slope is such a big advantage because it's calculating the distance the pin is in terms to the tee box. So I have an elevated tee box. It's playing shorter than what my watch says at 175. Another thing I'm looking at is the breeze. I can feel the breeze is starting to pick up. I can see the flag. The flag is kind of coming back in this direction. So the wind is kind of coming this way. So what's that gonna do to our ball? If I hit it straight at the pin, the wind should push it this way, right? For par 3s, I would really take the middle of the green on every par 3. So I'm gonna still play for the middle. I might try to start my ball at the pin, seeing as it's on the left side, and then maybe the wind will bring it back close to center. I'm gonna play that 162, 163 yardage. Oh, nope. That one I just pushed a little bit. I had the intent of going right at the middle of the green, just came out a little bit right. Looks like I might have a bunker shot.
Pappy Gilmore, I wanted the ball to go in the hole, but it just wouldn't.
I mean, golf would be so easy if the ball just went where we wanted every time. All you guys would be professional golfers. So even me having only 160, that was a 9-iron, still missed the green. So now we gotta get up and down for par. Before I think about par, I just need to think about executing a good bunker shot or a chip, whatever I have. I think a common misconception with handicaps is that scratch golfers shoot even par better every time, which is not true at all. A couple days ago, I shot 81 as a scratch golfer. I'm mid-season form, I'm feeling good. A couple of mistakes led to a high score. So if you're a 10 handicap and you're shooting mid-80s, you know, don't get upset if you have the occasional 90 round, high 90s. That's gonna happen. It happens to pro golfers too. So I think with your golf handicap, just, you know, play each shot, one shot at a time, and try to do it the best of your ability. Okay, we got some adversity. We're kind of just in a finger of a sand trap. I need to make sure that I'm not hitting back here. And I really just have to get the ball on the green. So I'm only trying to hit it 20 feet. It's gonna roll out to the pin. But again, the first objective is just getting out of this bunker. Come on.
So we're on the green, but it wasn't the tap in we were hoping for. That's a hard bunker shot. So again, I'm managing my expectations, knowing that that shot is not going to be a tap in every time. Just getting it on the green is good enough even for me as a scratch golfer. So now I'll try to just battle to make it par. So as I'm walking up to my ball, I'm below the hole, so I'm already looking at my line. From here, it looks like it's breaking from the right side to the left. Looks like there's a bit of downslope, so it might be a little quick putt. So I'm gonna favor just that, the left side of the hole, and hope it comes back. A little softer, I think we have it. Okay, I'm 2 over par through 4 as a scratch golfer. I used to be obsessed with my score so early on. Like, oh my God, I'm 2 over now. What am I gonna shoot? Am I gonna break 80? Am I gonna break 85? Can I still shoot in the 70s? That will do nothing good for your game. You gotta just take each shot as is. So if you focus on hitting just your best shot at that time, that's really all that you can do. I'm not so hung up on the scores. Remember, we want good course management, want to keep my cool, and good club selection. We're downwind on another short par 4. I'm just gonna hit my 5 hybrid. That should give me a good look at a short wedge and hopefully have a birdie putt. I'm sure a lot of you guys might be wondering, short par 4, Brandon, why don't you just smash driver and try to chip and get up and down for birdie? It really comes down to high number avoidance. If I pull my driver left, I'm in the water, I'm dropping, I'm trying to save bogey, I can still birdie with my wedges. So if I can still have a short wedge in, I should still have a good look at birdie. Just left side, might have just missed the fairway, but again, we should have a short wedge coming in. Prior to getting my tee shot, I was looking at the pin position on this hole. So this pin is very front. That helped determine my club selection. Normally I would hit something a little stronger like my 2 hybrid or a 3 wood, but I was able to back off, hit my 5 hybrid, which is an easier club to hit, knowing that I'll have not as far of yardage coming in. So I find on par 4s especially, if you can look at the pin position, you kind of play the hole backwards. So you start with the pin, how you want to hit your shot into the green, and then try to execute that tee shot. I got 126 into the pin. We're slightly down fan. There's a ton of green behind the pin, and then there's bunker short. So again, I'm kind of in between clubs. I would say that a sand wedge is a scoring club for me. That's my 125. So I'll try to hit just a pure sand wedge, and hopefully we get pin high. So we hit the greens. We got another birdie putt, but it's definitely not as close as I was hoping. Right short left of the pin is a bunker, so I'm doing everything I can to avoid that. So I kind of just started on the right side, hoping it drew back, but it stayed straight. So again, we still got a birdie putt. Even though I am pin high, I hit the exact club distance that I needed. This is a really hard putt, and unfortunately, this is just one of those greens that doesn't give you a lot of easy putts. The perfect putt would be just below the hole, but that brings that bunker in play, and there was no chance I wanted to be in that bunker short-sided, which is why we favored this side. Something else I'm also looking at when I'm putting is which way the grain is going. I can see by my ball, the grain is going towards the hill. That means you're down grain. If you're down grain, the ball's gonna go faster. If we are putting up the hill, where I'm now putting into the grain, it's gonna go slower. So I'm always looking for which way the grain is going, because that's gonna help determine the speed and the direction of your putt. This guy here I know is gonna be fast. I'll favor the right side. And sometimes you just gotta pray. Happy to snag a par there. That was really just trying to avoid 3 putt. So we'll take a par, move on to the next hole. Okay, got 135 at the pin, and the wind is starting to pick up. We are straight down fan. Typically, 135 would be about my gap wedge. My sand wedge goes about 125. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tee up the ball slightly higher. I do this sometimes with my wedges, because if I'm gonna swing really hard with my wedges, the last thing I wanna do is chunk it. And I find I do that more often than not when I'm really trying to go at a wedge. If I tee it up just a little bit more, I'm gonna get all ball. It's gonna get the ball higher, which means the wind should help it. So really my 125 should go 135 using wind and height to our advantage. Sometimes too, especially on par 3s where there's a ton of divots, I like to take my stance and make sure I'm not standing in a divot. The last thing you wanna do is tee up your ball. You're standing in a couple divots and you have a really uneven lie. So I'll try to find some grass that I like my stance. Now I'll tee up the ball. Pin's at the middle, so I have room long and short, but we're playing pin high here.
close. There you go. That's a pretty good one.
Pin high, and we got a makeable look for birdie. Let's go make it. So we left ourselves like a 20-footer uphill. I don't see a ton of movement in it. Having this putt before, I think it breaks just slightly right to left. So we'll play it right edge. We'll try to give the birdie chance. Oh, it didn't move. Dead straight. I'll never get upset with a tap and par. There's a lot of guys that I play with, they'll have that putt and they want to make the birdie so bad that they end up putting it like 7-8 feet past. That's the last thing that I want. My birdie putts, I want to die in so I can have a tap and par if I miss. Well, it took 7 holes, but we finally have the big dog driver. We got a big par 5 here. Well, 550 down fan. For me, driver can be a big weapon. So if you're someone that hits driver really well, you should use that to your advantage. But if you're someone that, you know, can lose a ball or two on occasion using driver, just don't hit it as often. So that's kind of how I manage my game. That's why it took 7 holes to get here. This is a hole that I'm comfortable hitting driver. I don't have to steer it. I can just give it full send and then hopefully have a look at getting home in 2. Okay, we hit a good one. Now we're gonna have a big decision when we get up there. Can I go for the green in 2 or should I lay up? Let's find out. Okay, the first part of hitting a par 5 in 2 is making sure your drive goes 360 yards. So for you guys watching that don't obviously hit it as far as I might, I'm playing the gold tees. You guys playing the whites should be able to hit your driver to this distance. So we still have the same decision coming in. Being that it is a par 5, my watch says 175 middle. This is going for it every time, 10 out of 10 times. The pin is at the back and it's playing 168. It's way left side. I have all of the green right side. I've been 2-putting a lot today, so I really just need to get on the green and 2-putt, we'll have our birdie. I'm gonna hit pitching wedge. So again, pin's at the back. I have 150 to the front. My pitching wedge is my 150 club because we're downwind. It should carry to middle green distance. This is the part in golf where I usually get greedy, when I just pin hunt. I need to just use my good course management, find a target right at that pin, and commit to a good swing. Kind of just like that. I played that in front distance knowing that the wind was going to take it. Now we have a makeable eagle putt. So if we can make that eagle putt, we get both those bogeys back. So I hit a pretty good shot in here. I mean, like 15 feet for eagle. Obviously you take that every time. I was planning to be somewhere right side. Again, I just wanted that 2-putt birdie, but now we got a makeable eagle look. So the way I'm thinking of this putt is dying that putt in the hole. So worst case, we have a tap in birdie. Because I use a line on my ball, I'll get the line what I think, and then I'll stand over it just to make sure that I'm comfortable with that line. Sometimes when I line the ball up behind the hole, when I stand over it, I don't trust the read and then I start steering it. So if you lose a line on your ball, just make sure you trust it 100%. Then you're just focused on hitting a pure putt. Oh. I thought we had it. I hit a really good putt. I hit it on my line. I had it just right side, dying in, lipped out. So worst case scenario, take a birdie. Now we're only 1 over. Another short par 4. This hole is only 371 to the middle. This is one where there's a lot of garbage in the fairway. So there's 2 fairway bunkers, 2 greenside bunkers. There's some garbage up on the right. Again, I'm clubbing down, hitting hybrid just to try to hit the fairway. I'm really just looking at the 150, trying to get my ball somewhere over there. Oh, get left of the bunker. Get over there. Shoot, might have found a fairway bunker. I'm sure a lot of you guys know in golf, you intend to hit a really good shot, then you get bad results. So I'm not gonna sulk about it, I'm not gonna throw any clubs. I hit a fairway bunker. Typically what I'll do is I'll club up. So I got about 108 to the pin. I'll hit my 115, 120 club. And what I'm really focusing on doing is hitting the ball first. If I get a little bit of sand behind the ball, I'm gonna chunk it, it's not gonna go very far, then we gotta scramble. If I can just make good contact, get on the green or near the green, we're keeping par in play. This sand is super fluffy. As I come up to the ball, I'm looking at the pin, because I don't have a ton of green to work with. I really just wanna hit that ball first. So I'll play it kind of like a 3/4 shot. Not much of a follow through, but I need to hit that ball first. Kind of narrow my stance. It's just about middle, and let's hit that ball. Go. I hit that really good. I'm super happy with the contact. There was just another bunker that came into play. So normally I'd be really happy with that. Just didn't have enough. So another bunker shot. Okay, from one bunker to the next. This one here I play much different than that fairway bunker. I have my lob wedge, my 60 degree. I'm gonna have a little bit wider stance. I'm gonna really dig in, open my face, and I can get it just on the green and have it trickle to the hole. Slope, I'm gonna bring it back. Walk a little bit. A lot of times when I'm trying to read the putt, I'll take my ball, put it in my pocket, stand beside my marker, and just pretend that I'm rolling one. Try to visualize it, see what I feel. This is gonna be a fast putt. Left side. Oh, barely. Shoot, a little harder. I think we had it. I was worried because it's downhill, so we gave that birdie back, but we're only still 2 over. All right, guys, this par 4 we have options. So this is the 9th hole. It's our final hole, and I can either lay up, be short of the creek, so hit something about 230, or try to carry the creek. I need something 270, 280 in the air. The pin's at the back. If I lay up, I only have about 150, 160 in. This is a hole that I don't birdie a ton, so I really just want to keep my tee shot in play. So I think I'm going to lay back and hit something 230, 220, and then have a mid iron coming into the green. Step 1, complete. Let's go ahead second. So I got 170 playing 178. That's again why I like using a slope rangefinder. So that for me is like a stock 8 iron. I can really just aim at the center of the green and we should have a birdie putt. A little right of the target. I couldn't flirt left. Left just brought in another big green-sided bunker. We'll have a longer putt, but again, it's a birdie putt. So in golf, there's so much risk reward when it comes to, should I go at a pin? Should I play away from the pin? Today, I wouldn't say I was overly aggressive. These are just strategies that I use to shoot relatively low scores. It's hard to say if I went at every pin, would I be lower, would I be higher? I think if I went at every pin, it brings a lot more trouble into play. So I would say in golf, kind of staying on the safe side is almost always the best play to shoot lower scores. This is one of those putts that I've had for years that usually breaks more when it looks. So again, the weight is the most important. Play it out to the right side, have the gravity where you like. Sit, 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 sit. Guys, I can't believe I finished with a 3-jack bogey, but it is what it is. I'm gonna move on to hole 10, forget all about that 3-putt and try to do better on the back 9 and have myself a new 9. Looking at my score, a lot of my bogeys, actually 3 of my bogeys came from bad bunker plays. When I go practice, I'm gonna practice in the sand, try to get up and down more often. If you guys do wanna get better at golf, there's a link in the description of this bio where you can sign up for the new 9 Golf Club where we help you guys get better at golf. And I wanna thank today's sponsor, CyberGhost VPN.
Don't miss their special offer with 84% off and a 45-day money-back guarantee. Protect your data and access all block content for just $2.03 a month. Click the link in the video description to find out more.
Thanks again for watching this video. We'll check in with you guys next time.